Let me have Mr. For the first time I'm seeing him, I need to give him a platform. Mr. Dennis W. Asimo, who is a writer. He's an aspiring writer. Let me hear from him.
Mr. Speaker, this morning, I wanted to meet a Pan-Africanist, Major Paula Awich, at NNM Secretariat. And so I wanted to take a border ride because I was running late. The border man told me 8,000 shillings.
From where to where?
From Rubaga to here. To, NNM Secretariat is just right here. So I immediately raised my hands. I said, oh, wait, hold on. Please, I am not one of them. In fact, you can see my shirt. My shirt is of another man who is not of NNM Secretariat people.
Hey.
And he just started laughing. And he laughed. And he said, just tula, just sit and I take you at 5,000 shillings. Mr. Speaker, you can leverage only on looks. You can leverage and only on looks you can get things done. I just dressed the way I was, and that was enough to get me a discount. And I'm going to tie it into this. This shirt, it speaks to someone that I'm not going to campaign for. Okay. So, Mr. Speaker, in 1989, South Africa was the only country that had nuclear weapons and surrendered them.
Eh?
And surrendered them.
1989?
Yes. In 2003, Libya gave up her nuclear weapons program. We know what happened to Libya after. So now, what is it about nuclear weapons? Nuclear weapons have many things, but I just picked three things. Firstly, nations that have them are not bound by agreements.
Yeah.
Once you have the nuclear weapons, now you're not bound by all these agreements with other global bodies and UN because you have something that everyone fears. Secondly, when you have
But I've heard America trying to blame some Western countries of manufacturing nuclear weapons basing on the international laws, and they bench on those ones. So I don't understand when you say you're not bound by those terms.
You see, America is not bound by ICC rules because they are their own
Because they are
power.
not signatory.
They are not signatory, and they don't have to be. And North Korea does not have to be either because they have nuclear weapons. So the thing is that you can choose to be part of the agreements, but you can also choose to be out. You are not bound by them. The point is that if you have the military might of nuclear weapons, then you are not bound by agreements. But I want to tie it to this very issue. Now, technologies, the second thing is this. Technologies, you can actually exchange your ambitions for nuclear, and then you get technologies that can save your people. Iran is doing that right now. North Korea is trying to do the same thing right now. North Korea hosted Donald Trump, and Donald Trump was selling all the advancement that America can give to North Korea. So, there is a strategic value in having this kind of weaponry. Thirdly, nuclear weapons possess an existential threat to everyone in the world, including the West.
That's true. But
now, yes.
I am looking at how you're connecting the weaponry debate to this one now.
And addressing.
I am looking for the linkage.
I'm getting to it now, sir.
I'm not getting there.
Okay, so this is the thing. When South Africa packed just a few weapons to...
You said 1989?
No, this time now. South Africa
This time round.
sending weapons to Russia. Then South Africa was a legitimate player on the world scene, much as the weapons were not nuclear that they were sending to Russia. The thing is, as long as we know that the rule the Europeans gave Africa was EBA, everything but arms, the thing they fear the most is if Africa will get involved at a weapons level, whether nuclear or anything. Therefore, even if you don't have nuclear, but you dress like someone who has ever had nuclear, and you dress like that, then you can have leverage. Now, lastly,
if you're not a cat, but you look like a
yes,
cat, they treat you like a cat.
Yes. What can Africa do? What can Africa do to actually play on the world scene without having the nuclear weapons? We can have ideology. One of the things the West fears the most is population. What Africa can do is to start championing population growth. You see, the point is, I'm just picking on one issue. You might not agree with it. You pick your own other that threatens the West. If you shall say we shall multiply the over 1 billion Africans and we shall become 3 billion in 10 years, the West will say they are coming for us. So what I'm trying to say is this. What Africa needs to do is to have an ideology. We need an ideology that unifies us. That is the biggest threat. When South Africa entered the arms supply to Russia, they entered an ideological ground.